Mike McCurry caught a controversy, just a bit of it, at the end of last season when he rather annoyed Dundee United at Ibrox. Since then he spent more time on the front pages than the back pages. Gordon Strachan side usually fare quite well against Kilmarnock. It's his 4th season in charge. He's seeking a 4th title. Jim Jeffries has been in charge of Kilmarnock for over 6.5 years now, and as we told you earlier, in recognition of the terrific job that he and Billy Brown have done here, their contracts have been extended until 2012. Well, there's been 12 goals in Celtic's last 2 SPL matches, a 4-2 defeat to Rangers, a 4-2 win at Motherwell. Goals, and more goals, but frustratingly there were none at Celtic Park on Wednesday night. Kilmarnock do have a bit of a problem when the old firm come to town. They have a very poor record against Celtic and Rangers here. They live in a different world financially, of course, but they will want to put up a big fight today to try and improve on that record against the Glasgow Giants. Simon Ford immediately called into action and immediately getting a free kick.
I think that's going to be a real battle, as mentioned in the studio earlier. With Ford and Wright against Samaras and Jan Fenner of Hesselink. But I'm sure with the confidence that Kilmarnock have at the moment, and also a very experienced back 4 along that line, you should be able to handle it.
It's 6 years since Kilmarnock took a point off Celtic here at Rugby Park. But they are a team in form, a little unfortunate to lose at Rangers last week. And they were in front in that game early on. Gary Caldwell still jeered by 1 or 2 Killie fans after that challenge on Fernandes a couple of years back. Wilson back in the side, ahead of Hinkle, who once again is not involved. That was the same story at Motherwell last week. Caldwell. Wilson. Caldwell seeking out Venegor of Hesselink. 2 big men up front for Celtic today. Samaras charging in. Scott Brown. Wilson. Brown for Nakamura. Naylor. Maloney making moves, but it's cleared by Pascali. McManus will get a free kick off Fernandes.
It's interesting watching Manuel Pascali already. Looking all around him, trying to shuttle across and block any gaps that are there.
Venegor of Hesselink and Scott Brown popping up edge of area, but Craig Bryson was there too for Killie.
That's a worry for Kilmarnock. Celtic are able to go much more direct with Jan Fenner of Hesselink up front, and also Samaras is not bad in the air.
Fernandes. And Fernandes and Caldwell up against each other. And they do have history, as we mentioned.
I just wondered if that would affect Fernandes in any way. He's not played that much football since that fateful day. May just be in the back of his mind.
Crosas. Gary Hay chanting out to keep Wilson occupied. Commanding header from Fraser Wright. Invincible. Pop that across to Hay. Now Skelton. Sent back by McManus. Here is the Italian Manuel Pascali. But the Killie fans have really taken to it. And the referees know his name as well. 4 times in 5 matches in the SPL this season. he has been booked, a bit of an Italian stereotype.
Yeah, he was booked very early in his debut. But Jim Jeffries, I think, will be delighted with him. He just gives him a little bit of steel in there.
Forlorn chase for Samaras, who's been on a bit of a scoring spree of late. 5 in the last 3 league matches.
Yeah, he looked very good last week against Motherwell. It just gives Celtic a completely different option. Good timing of runs into the channels, he drags defences around. Got a good touch, we know he can score.
Kilmarnock hadn't conceded a goal until they went to Ibrox last weekend. Boruc picking out Samaras. Bryson shakes off Crosas, gets it back here, Craig Bryson. McManus. Naylor, who missed 3 games through injury, but is back in the swing of it now. Fernandez. Gary Hay will join this attack. Fernandez. Caldwell close to him. Nakamura feeding Wilson. Here's Maloney. Now Samaras. Maloney saw off Pascali, gets some help from Nakamura. He gives Pascali the run around, but Alan Cohn will take that.
Again, that was tidy from Nakamura. Faking to hit with his right, putting back onto his favoured left. Wasn't a bad ball. It'll be very interesting today to watch Crosas play in that midfield for Celtic. Completely different to the sitting midfield play that Kilmarnock have in Pascali. He certainly does. Whenever he gets on the ball in that area, he's looking to make a forward pass, and that changes the tempo of things for Celtic. But so far, he can't really get on the ball.
Fraser Wright nipping in front of Samaras, but here's Gary Caldwell, and he's got Wilson outside of him. This could be promising for the champions. Fowler has presented it to Maloney. Here is Samaras. The 3 men quickly upon him in blue and white stripes. Brown. Free kick for Kilmarnock. Brown on toll. Took them off, Danny Invincible.
I'm sure that Kilmarnock were expecting an onslaught from Celtic very early in this match, just in the same way as they did to Motherwell last week, but so far so good for the home side. They've managed to restrict Celtic.
Brown. Wilson. Naylor. Brown. Gary Hay challenged Venagora Hesselink, and here is Hay. Celtic astonishingly have won 30 of the last 33 encounters between these teams.
I think it's very important for Kilmarnock that they get the first goal in this match. They don't often get the first goal against Celtic, and of course that just gives them so many problems. Trying to come back in a match against the champions, it's very difficult. I think 0-0 they'll be quite happy. They know that Celtic are always a threat, but when that first goal is scored, they'll want it to be them.
Fernandes. Celtic a little slow to react. Naylor's got there now. Fernandes' cross is screened by McManus. Process will get a free kick off Bryson. Craig Bryson evokes memories of a rather dismal day in Celtic's recent history. He scored when Clyde knocked Celtic out of the Scottish Cup in Gordon Strachan's first season in charge. Roy Keane, Douay, etc.
Remember that game well. It's because they pressed all over the park and closed down Celtic in much the same way as they'll try and do today.
Wilson for Samaras. Vinagora Hesselink suspended at Motherwell last weekend after his red card against Rangers. Naylor. Samaras, nearly from Maloney, invincible on defensive duty.
It's a good little run that from Maloney, just coming in off the left-hand side, getting in amongst the action.
Long throw for Naylor towards Vinagora Hesselink, and Scott Brown reacting. Not easy.
Well, John Hartson was mentioning the fact that the height in there for Celtic will cause problems for Kilmarnock, and it has already. Scott Brown doing quite well there. It was difficult, just couldn't get on target.
Disappointing opening game in the Champions League for Gordon Strachan, but that happens quite often to Celtic. In fact, that was the first time they hadn't lost an opening group game. Maloney. And Cohen will gather. One of the most consistent keepers in recent years in the SPL.
Absolutely. He is a top goalkeeper.
He also tried to whack the ball at you as you walked around the pitch earlier, so all credit to him for that as well.
But missed.
Fowler. Taul with a terrific turn, which has brought him a free kick. What a swivel.
Well, we know he's very good in the ball, Taul. And that underlines it. Gets clipped there by Nakamura, but he's also strong. The lad, he comes off quite happy to hold the ball in and get his head up and look for a pass.
Fraser Wright working on the far side of the box. He's already scored a couple of goals this season, including early on at Ibrox last week. Taul's free kick, not great, comes straight back to him. Boris has come for this. Confident catch, and he's released Nakamura. Caldwell making it rather tricky for Naylor, much to the delight of the Killie fans. Another throw for James Fowler, approaching 300 games for Killie, should pass that milestone this season. Hoisted high by McManus. Vinagora Hesselink won it well. Now Samaras, and Nakamura's to his right. Samaras, no. Looked like he was going to go it alone. Hay presenting it to Nakamura. Got a touch in the end.
Celtic, as we expect, passing the ball about nicely, keeping possession. So far, Kilmarnock have looked organised, and you can see why they've kept so many clean sheets so far this season.
gets the throw. Naylor then fancying another long throw. McManus can't get near it. Crosas way off target with that.
Well, it wasn't easy, this. Kilmarnock getting out, Crosas with a touch, and then all was over.
The deadlock has been broken at Ibrox. Stephen Davis with the goal. Rangers 1 up against Motherwell, and they're into the second half there. Invincible. Fernandez. Naylor on the ground in his way. Scott Brown bundling in as well. Fernandez has done so well to keep going, and in fact Killy could have kept going, but Mike McCurry has given the free kick.
Well, that's what Fernandez has been doing for Kilmarnock this season, holding the ball up. He's very strong.
Taoul then. The Moroccan will take this free kick. Fernandez whips in a good one, and it's an important flick away by Gary Caldwell.
Quick thinking from Taoul, a lovely ball, and just watch this one from Fernandez. Manuel Pascali, he's up there. He's already scored this season, the Italian. He fancies some more. Great defending there from Caldwell.
Cracking delivery from Fernandez. Taoul then will float this corner in. Invincible trying to flick it on, but Samaras was right behind him. Fernandez making himself available. And now Skelton. It's going to break for Scott Brown. Just going to run away from Samaras. Jim Jeffries, the manager of the month for August, and his contract extended today until 2012. Fine reward for the work that he's done here alongside Billy Brown. Samaras and Venegor of Hesselink unable to link up on that occasion. It's a foul by Fernandez on McManus. Caldwell. Samaras. Simon Ford. Stuck to Samaras. Naylor. Pascali clears. In fact, he's done a bit more than that. He's found Taoul. Scott Brown keeping up with Taoul. Here is Bryson. Fernandez and Skelton in the box. Crosas cuts across, but it's a corner for Killy.
Good play from Kilmarnock. I just think that Crosas at times is not a sitting midfield player who's scanning to make sure that defensively, if things break down, he's covered. He's looking at maybe making a pass more and thinking in a positive sense. And so far, a couple of times, Kilmarnock have picked the ball up in those areas.
Ford and Wright and Pascali in there as Fernandez sends it right into that 6-yard box, but it dropped invitingly for Boritz. And Celtic could sweep forward. Gary Caldwell, who made that pass to Nakamura, is racing through the middle. Maloney. Caldwell's in a centre-forward's position now. Maloney goes down, penalty given. Gary Hay, the offender, and Celtic have a spot kick, and it'll be interesting to see who's going to take it.
I think you just have to look at Gary Hay's reaction to that. Maloney, he gets himself into the box, and once he's here, he's so difficult. You can see there, he just leaves his right leg out. He's nowhere near the ball. Definite contact, Stonewall penalty.
Well, Maloney wants to take it. Barry Robson, who had his spot kick saved in the week, is out with a groin problem. Maloney has got his way. Sean Maloney. Oh, he's put it wide! And Celtic's penalty problems continue. Barry Robson squandered a chance against Alberg from the spot, and Maloney has bemused his manager by missing that.
Oh, he wanted it so much. He grabbed the ball, he said, "Give it to me," and then when his time came, he couldn't hit the target. He's a foot out. What a big chance for Celtic. And Barry Robson, of course, looking on, having just missed one himself, knows what he's going through.
Yep, he knows how Sean Maloney feels. Two penalties missed in 2 games. I think Samaras was pretty desperate to take that as well, but he'll probably be saying to Maloney now, "You should have let me." Here is Samaras. Wilson. Nakamura arrives on the scene, never far from it usually. Offside that'll be against Wilson. They should have seen that one coming, really.
Well, as if Kilmarnock needed a warning, they just had one. And it just feels to me at the moment it's a bit ominous. Although Celtic haven't created many chances, they certainly look like their movement and their pace and their quality is causing Kilmarnock all sorts of problems.
Well, he keeps winning penalties for them. But Maloney with an awful spot kick. One on Fernandez.
See there, Fernandez just having a look at where Caldwell was, and then the elbow came up and there was contact.
Naughty that. Here's Samaras. Kenigora Hesseling for Nakamura. Samaras! Straight at Alan Cogue.
It's now 2 brilliant chances for Celtic, and they work it so well. Nakamura, so difficult to defend against in the box, and you really think Samaras has to put his foot right through that one, blast it down into the ground, make Alan Combe have some difficulty in the save. It was straight at him.
Fowler's throw. It's invincible now. And Towell with a miscue. Process.
As we thought, Celtic with majority of possession. So far, Kilmarnock surviving just.
A feeling of deja vu for Celtic. 2 penalties squandered this week. A let-off for Kilmarnock, really. They do have the best defence in the SPL at the moment, having only conceded those 2 goals at Ibrox last week. John Jeffries and Billy Brown have made an excellent start to the season.
Yeah, they have. Continually as well. Top managers, they have to work out now how to stop Celtic around the box. Just there they're dangerous.
Picks out Caldwell. Here's Wilson. Brown. Passed out to Pascali, and then Bryson got involved as well for Killy. Caldwell. Nakamura. Caldwell. Venegor of Hesseling. Caldwell game for the challenge with Invincible. Here is Invincible. Almost tripped there by Samaras, but Celtic can launch a raid. Maloney. Naylor. He's got away from Fowler twice, but then came up against Pascali. Nakamura for Brown. It's crowded on the edge of the box, but it broke from Maloney! He's made amends pretty quickly for his penalty miss. A tiny finish from Sean Maloney, and Celtic are in front.
Isn't that a typical striker? Take the more difficult one, because that one was so much more difficult than the penalty. Celtic again working around the box. Kilmarnock can't clear. Jan Fenner-Rolf Hesseling gets a foot in, and then at that point it drops for Maloney. He doesn't even think about it. It comes so instinctively, it's natural. Bend it in that top corner. Brown with a forward pass, a scramble, and there you go. Alan Combe, absolutely no chance with that one. Very high quality finish, and 1-0 Celtic.
A breath of fresh air since he returned to the club from Aston Villa. Sean Maloney scored the first goal of his second spell last week at Motherwell. Opened the scoring there, and he's done the same here.
I've just said it as well. Jim Jeffries and Billy Brown had to come up with an idea. They couldn't do it themselves. The players have to do it on the park. But once Celtic are in and around the box, they've looked very dangerous. Kilmarnock have competed well, but they've lived very dangerously.
It is hard for Kilmarnock to compete with the old firm, but they rarely managed to get any kind of result. Just 5 points from the last 117 against the big two from Glasgow.
They've also come up against a team that, as far as SPL form is concerned, are playing very well. Likes of Maloney and Samaras. Scott Brown feeding the pass in there. He could have gone sideways to Wilson, he didn't. He made a forward positive pass, and Jan Venegor of Hesseling, I think, already has led the line so well. And Jan Venegor of Hesseling gets the flick on, just catches Simon Ford there, yeah.
Richard Green, the physio, just checking on Ford's welfare. Painful. Might need some patching up. Celtic have a throw-in, and could have done with Ford there, but he won't be. Naylor winding up his long throw. Straight to Alan Coe. Simon Ford is going to have to maybe get some stitches in that, and Pascali will drop back into the heart of defence whilst he does.
Shouldn't affect him too much for the next few minutes. Pascali can't play in central defence, and it just means that Towell drops back into left midfield in a 4-4-1.
Fowler has knocked that behind for a corner. Really what he wanted to do. Maloney then, having scored for Celtic. will take their first corner of this match. Certainly a crowd scene in that 6-yard box. And only looking to turn provider. Rosas. Nakamura. Handball shout against Bryson. Looked like it might have been harsh. Rosas. Caldwell. Easy take for Alan Coe. Jimmy Corderwood's Aberdeen come here to Rugby Park in midweek for a cup tie, and then next weekend they're away to Celtic, so the Aberdeen boss checking out both his forthcoming opponents. Probably glad he's away from home. Killy are going to make a change soon. Gavin Skelton is going to be replaced by Connor Salmon, who they signed in the summer from Derry City. Maloney showed too much of that to Fowler. Brown. Simon Ford, meantime, eager to return. With half an hour played, Gavin Skelton is going to come off. I don't think it's an injury, because I don't think he knows much about it. So Skelton is replaced by Connor Salmon, who is an Irish under-21 international, started the first 4 games this season, and coming from Ireland, it might not surprise you to hear that he's a big Celtic fan.
He's also a big lad, a bit more physique within the side now for Kilmarnock, and it means Towell goes out to left midfield, and it's 2 up front.
Naylor's had a few of these. Fowler turns it away. Naylor for Maloney. Naylor again. Maloney. Brown. Connor Salmon rising with Mark Wilson.
I think a problem for Kilmarnock has been holding the ball up front. That's exactly why Salmon has come on. It's been difficult to find Fernandez on his own up there.
Brown shrugs off Fernandez. Nakamura, Wilson available on the right, and Scott Brown's going to use him. But I think he's asked too much of him there. Next weekend from the Barclays Premier League, we're at the Stadium for Arsenal against Hull from 4 o'clock on Setanta Sports 1. And from the SPL, it's a cracker at Easter Road. Hibs Rangers for 1 next Sunday, Setanta Sports 1. Celtic have only lost once away from home in the SPL in 2008, and that was at Ibrox in March. Fantastic away record, really. Free kick here though for Mehdi Towell, and that might just encourage Killy as they look for a response to Sean Maloney's opener. Forden, Wright and Pascali joining Invincible in the box. It's Port. Tim Jeffries, proper football man. Over 6.5 years in charge here. Been another goal at Ibrox, and Rangers are 2-0 up now. Nacho Novo has scored. Maloney threatening again, and Samaras took that right in the face and didn't get an awful lot of sympathy from the Killie fans. Well, I think they had to stop play, really.
I don't think the referee's got any choice when it's a head knock. He takes that one full on from Hay and just drops. He didn't know much about it.
Looks quite amusing when it doesn't happen to you. Samaras splattered by the ball. Sean Maloney experiencing the ups and downs of football in the space of a few minutes at Rugby Park today.
Yeah, there is pressure on him with Aidan McGeady waiting in the wings. He'd have felt the pressure after missing that, but then, of course, when you have quality, when it's just in you, you can finish like that, and that's the best way to answer anyone.
Maloney keeping Aidan McGeady out of the side. He's on the bench again. He didn't get off it at Motherwell last week, but did come on against Aalborg in the Champions League. There have been rumours and reports of a rift with the manager after an Old Firm defeat the other week.
You also have to say that there's an awful lot of quality in the Celtic squad. When you bring Maloney back, and he is on form, he looks dangerous whenever he's on the ball today. You can see why Strachan leaves out McGeady.
Kilmarnock haven't actually lost at Rugby Park since February, when Rangers beat them. Invincible. He's managed to come out of that little scrap with the ball somehow, but Samaras is going to be onto that. Held back, yellow card coming the way of David Fernandez here.
Well, there's a poor tackle. But Fernandez is fighting in there. He wants the ball. It's a bit two-footed, this one.
First card of the game goes to the former Celtic man. McManus takes it. Vinegar of Hesseling not giving it up yet, but he'll have to now. Three titles in 3 seasons. Can he make it 4 in a row?
I think he will be impressed with what he's seen today, particularly in the midfield area as well, with Scott Brown, who I think started this game very well and has continued, looking much more like himself in there with driving runs and tenacious play like this.
And there's a barge to Bryson out the way. Long-serving Gary Hay then will float this free kick towards Fraser Wright. It eluded him. Now Maloney. Fowler is with him. Fowler sorted him out. Maloney baffled that he didn't get a free kick.
Again, it was very positive from Maloney. I think he just felt he was sandwiched a little bit there, but I think the referee got that one right.
Mike McCurry, no doubt, hoping to avoid any controversial decisions today.
Yeah, he's had a good game so far.
Fernandez sent that out. Apologises to Invincible.
Just have the feeling that Kilmarnock have spent the first half chasing. They're working really, really hard, but they're just chasing around, trying to get into possession, and keeping it has been a massive problem. Certainly competing in the midfield area, but then they can't get that pass up front to stick, and that is putting them under all sorts of pressure.
Last 5 minutes of the first half. Samaras. Toal. Connor Salmon on to replace Gavin Skelton. Nakamura wins it back. Nakamura, and Samaras is onside. He's closing in on goal. Samaras has missed. And you'd have almost banked on him there. Goals, goals, goals of late for Samaras, but not that time.
Well, this one was on the edge, but I think he times it just right, Samaras. It's Ford trying to get back in time. I don't think he does, but that's a great first touch from Samaras. He's right through at that point, and he's composed, but maybe just a little bit too composed. If he hits it there, he could. He didn't, he waited, and then the angle just narrowed that little bit, and it was that little bit that took it past the post.
Scored on his Celtic debut here last season. Samaras. Fernandez. Samaras. Benigora Hesseling. For Naylor. And Naylor. Perfect pass. Oh, it's offside. Not quite so perfect then. Maloney flagged.
Well, it was a perfect pass. Maybe just the timing of the run from Maloney. We'll see here. Might have just, tell you what, if you look at the far side of that picture there, I think it's Gary Hay that's playing him onside, so it was perfect after all.
Apart from the assistant referee, who was far from perfect with that call. And Fernandez forcing Boris to use his head. Free kick for Scott Brown. Craig Bryson all over him.
Most important thing for Kilmarnock is, so far they've kept it at 1. That gives them a chance. And Celtic will know that. Gordon Strachan will certainly be looking for the second. And Jim Jeffries will want to get back into it.
Caldwell towards Samaras. Fraser Wright happy to let that go, although Benigora Hesseling has made an attempt to get there, and it all ends in big cuddles.
Ah, that's nice.
So sweet.
And Federer Hesseling back in the side. I think, as you can see there, very happy to be.
Rosas, Samaras. Toal. Flattened by Samaras, free kick. Toal not best pleased with Samaras. Although it hardly warranted the card that he suggested. Toal. On by Invincible. Handball shout, and Boris has to come out to block it.
It was a definite shout of handball, but who? See there, it actually was. It looked like it was Caldwell's head, just clears it.
45 minutes almost up, 2 minutes of stoppage time at the end of this first half. Toe all ready to take this corner. Boris gets a good fist on it under pressure. Nakamura now, and it's Maloney and Brown heading towards goal. Naylor's arrived as well, but the pass hasn't done him any favours. He's rescued it. It's a free kick for Connor Salmon. Interesting finish at Ibrox because David Clarkson has got one back from Motherwell. They're in the closing stages, but Rangers' lead is cut to 2-1. That game nearly over at Ibrox. The first half almost up here. But a free kick. Stephen McManus got a yellow card there. Boris should take that, and does, under a spot of pressure from big Connor Salmon. Well, he's had his fair share of cards lately, hasn't he? Sent off for Scotland in Iceland on his birthday. So McManus has to tread carefully. Pascali won that. Here is Crosas. Wilson. Brown losing out. Maloney taking out Craig Bryson crudely, and he's going to go in the book now.
Well, he gets himself back inside here, Maloney, and I think he didn't really know how to tackle. Wasn't sure what to do once he got there. Whatever he did, it got him a booking.
Missed a penalty, scored a goal, got a yellow card. Eventful first half for Sean Maloney. This will be Killy's last chance for an equaliser before the break. Finnegan Hesseling helping at his defence. It is half-time. Maloney squandered the chance to fire Celtic in front from the penalty spot. A penalty that once again, like in midweek, he secured. But he found a way to goal after all with a neat finish here. Typical Maloney goal, really. And that put the champions in front. But Kilmarnock giving it a go. Celtic will want a second goal to feel more comfortable. Half time, it is Kilmarnock 0, Celtic 1. That will certainly encourage Kilmarnock. No doubt their manager, Jim Jeffries, has had a bit to say at half time. And it is Killy who will start this half. That goal from Sean Maloney, the first that they've conceded here at home in the SPL this season. So Rangers winning earlier against Motherwell. Celtic will be looking to follow suit and move within 3 points again of their Glasgow rivals. Kilmarnock made one change in the first half. Connor Salmon, who's about to start the second half there, coming on for Gavin Skelton. Since the SPL began in 1998, Kilmarnock have only won 2 out of 36 matches here against the old firm, so they know that they face an uphill task.
It will be, but Kilmarnock worked hard in the first half and they'll know they have to continue that. They also have to try and create something in front of goal, which didn't really happen in the first half.
From Jeffrey's side, making an impressive start to the season generally. They were ahead at Ibrox last week, but ended up losing to Rangers. Now they're behind against Celtic. How will they respond? Naylor hurt, but he will probably take this throw. Celtic seeking a 12th successive victory at Rugby Park. They battered Kilmarnock in the Scottish Cup here last season. Brown. Samaras. Bryson made a challenge, and now Pascali is involved, and Crosas stays down. Pascali with a stack of yellow cards already this season.
I don't think Pascali wants to encourage the referee more in that department. He does just get a bit of Samaras there.
Pascali arrived from Parma, although he didn't really play for them. He was loaned out to a Serie C side last season. Doesn't sound quite so much fun as Serie A. Fraser Wright's powerful header. And here is Salmon. Crosas goes with him. Fowler. Ford. Is Invincible. Invincible lost out. All too easily for Kilmarnock's liking. Nakamura's got Finnegan and Hesselink to his right, but Fraser Wright intervening. Gary Hay. Mehdi Taoul. Sidestepping Scott Brown. Bryson. Hay. Taoul joins the triangle, and Taoul could now give it to Bryson. He does. Helped on here to Fernandez. Bryson again, and it's snuffed out by Kerry Caldwell.
That was just magnificent football from Kilmarnock. Much quicker, slicker in the passing, and they work their way through the Celtic defence. A good final tackle yet again from Caldwell. But inspired play for probably about the first time in a passing sense from the home side.
Mehdi Taoul with the corner, cleared by Samaras. Nakamura. Samaras. Crosas. Naylor.
I think that little bit of play there is going to give Kilmarnock some ideas. They know if they can pass like that, it is possible to find gaps in the Celtic defence. Motherwell did it in the second half last week.
Free kick taken quickly but in the wrong place by Venegor of Hesselink. He looked a bit surprised to get the free kick. Maloney. Quick feed again, Venegor of Hesselink, terrific save! And it's scrambled away by Ford. Alan Combe reacting. But another chance goes begging for Celtic. And will they come to rue the fact that they only have a one-goal advantage?
Certainly a well-created chance, but Alan Combe is having a very good season already.
Nakamura, Brown, Samaras, Brown. Wilson. Neat ball into Venegora Hesselink. Simon Ford is with him. It's a poor clearance from Fowler. Kilmarnock facing more pressure. Naylor. Crosas. Wilson. Crosas. Toole stops it reaching Wilson. Nakamura having to cut across the Moroccan.
That was a good save, but yet again it was the Maloney effect. He was jinking there and he set it up so well for Jan Vennegoor Hesselink, but just look at the goalkeeping. He had to be there, made a strong save. There's a chance. Celtic have had quite a few now in this match. But Samaras, 2 in the first half, didn't take them. Jan Vennegoor Hesselink now in the second half, and Gordon Strachan will know that his side could be 3 or 4 up.
Bryson. Hey. Toole. Signed a 3-year deal in the summer, Mady Toole. Played for Nuremberg in Germany and Montpellier in France. Now Kilmarnock in Scotland. Venegora Hesselink could be on his way here. Fraser Wright. Free kick for Kilmarnock. It goes against Venegora Hesselink. Caldwell. Connor Salmon putting himself about. Nakamura. Crosas for Wilson, for Caldwell. Brown. Naylor. Goes back to his captain, McManus. Scully. Fernandez up against McManus. Scott Brown charges in. Nakamura. Naylor. Samaras. No contact.
There's been a real hungry look about the Celtic midfield in this match. I think epitomised by Nakamura, who's not just sitting out wide, he's come right inside looking for the ball at every turn.
Toole moves away from Nakamura. Got that horribly wrong though, he's given it to Sean Maloney. Stub his foot into the ground, but Maloney and Venegora Hesselink won't get up to much anyway.
He just didn't get that wrong. He also put his head down as soon as he's made the bad pass, Toole, and that's the kind of thing that would frustrate Jim Jeffries.
Needless shove by Lee Naylor on Danny Invincible, who has a 100% record against Celtic, played 15, lost 15. Pascali seeking out Toole. Crosas. Samaras. Fraser Wright coming across. Samaras happy to take him on. Look at him go. Samaras speeding away from Fraser Wright and going for... Oh, that's just sensational! That is absolutely brilliant! been a while coming. Samaras, man on a mission.
Oh, he had his two chances in the first half, but when you've got pace to burn like this and strength, you're always going to create. And that is a sweet, sweet finish. Doesn't panic again, very composed like the first time he faced Alan Combe in the first half, but this time he made sure he was hitting the target. Great finish with his left foot, great pace, great composure, and right now he looks like he's got just about everything.
The goals just keep on coming for Georgios Samaras. 6 now in his last 4 SPL matches. And Celtic deserving of that second goal, probably deserving of it a lot later in the game than it's come.
Oh, he made Fraser Wright look like he was towing a caravan, but it was just all about the pace and the strength of him. He knew when he was isolated down that right-hand side that he had the beating of the central defender. And wow, I'll tell you what, he really made sure, didn't he? He was going to hit the target, he was focused.
Towell. Hey. Towell again. Cut out by Caldwell. Is warming up for Celtic, with fans singing his name. Invincible! Straight out Boritz.
Very good from Invincible, hungry to get involved, came inside this time. It's a decent strike, but straight at Boritz.
Probably the last man that Kilmarnock wanted to see come on, really, Aidan McGeady. Will feel he has some points to prove after falling out with the management. Or Bryson could be in here. And Caldwell got the ball. He has made some timely tackles over the last few weeks.
Well, this is the best I've ever seen Gary Caldwell. So commanding in there, the timing of his tackles. Perfection at times, it really is. A lot of them last gasp tackles, also for Scotland, of course.
Free kick given against Scott Brown as he grappled with Invincible. So Aidan McGeady about to join us. Left out of the starting 11 in the last 3 matches. Blamed inside the club for that Old Firm defeat the other week, and there's certainly been a rift between last season's Player of the Year and the management. Pascali. Fraser Wright. Cut out by Caldwell, and Nakamura's gone down hurt. He's not alone because Wilson's down hurt too. Curry overseeing a flurry of activity there. He's let Fraser Wright off with a warning.
Gary Caldwell has had his critics. I think now he's playing the best football of his career. Looking very assured in there.
Mark Wilson's all right. So is Nakamura. Aidan McGeady's going to come on. Sean Maloney, who on current form has edged McGeady out of the starting lineup, makes way, and the Celtic fans have got the man they wanted to see now on the field.
Yeah, and there's not too many clubs, I would say even in Britain, that have two players with such individual quality in that wide left area. Celtic certainly do have it, and that's not what Kilmarnock, certainly the back four, want to see. Aidan McGeady coming on, a man with a mission.
Salmon got the better of Brown. Bryson takes over. McManus in the way, but here's Invincible. Samaras. McGeady for Crosas, and now Brown. Crosas caught napping. Towel. Naylor. McGeady. Nakamura. Crosas has got Wilson available. Crosas expecting Brown to go for that.
Misunderstanding there, but what Kilmarnock lack in quality, they certainly try to make up for in spirit, and you can see that the players are really enjoying their season. Probably won't be enjoying things quite as much at the moment, but I think they'll do well in this campaign.
Kilmarnock's next two league matches are away at Inverness, Caley-Thistle and at Hearts. Fowler giving Alan Combe a bit of work to do, although not much. McManus being a lot stronger today. Naylor's throw, and Venegora Hesseling happy to receive. Samaras takes over again. It's off the post from Samaras. SPL defences having a torrid time when he's around. And Scott Brown is going to latch onto this. Kilmarnock a little ragged. And Venegora Hesseling allowed to have a second bite. And it's off Towel. Recorder.
Great play from the big two strikers. Jan Vennegoor Hesseling holding it in so well. Samaras full of confidence and so unlucky. Great length, little flick, very similar to last week against Motherwell. Back heel on that occasion was from Scott McDonald. This time it was from his big striking partner.
Nakamura's corner. Caldwell not allowed to get near it by Invincible.
Strong defending from Kilmarnock, making sure that Caldwell didn't get in on the end of that, but very difficult for the home side when you look at the fact that Celtic have Robson, Hartley, McDonald, and Loven still on the bench who could come on in this game, and McGeady has just come on. So much quality there.
Fernandez for Salmon, but Caldwell and Wilson conspire to clear. Towel. Pascali. Bryson. Towel. Wilson closing in. Crosas, McGeady making a very quick move. Is Invincible though. Fernandez. It's Connor Salmon. Good angle. Keeps getting blocked by Wilson, who now has some assistance from Nakamura. Gary Hay. Pascali. Towel.
Let's get a shout there from Naylor to let that one go. Strachan, busy as ever on the sidelines. Sure, quite content with the way his side are playing.
Jim Jeffrey's side usually have their work cut out against the Old Firm. McGeady. Oh, he's got away from Ford. Up against Fowler now. Got past him too. McGeady's cross. Venegor of Hesselink. And Lee Naylor almost popped up there, but Kilmarnock scrambled it away. McGeady. It's corner. Despite the efforts of Alan Coe. Celtic fans behind that goal, loving this. The champions 2-0 up at Rugby Park. Fans certainly showing their appreciation for McGeady, but it's Nakamura who is going to take this corner. Nakamura in, and Gary Caldwell, McManus, smothered by Coe. Kilmarnock are going to make a double change. Jamie Hamill is going to come on, and so too is Donovan Simmons, who's on loan from Coventry. Of course, they already made one change in the first half when Gavin Skelton was replaced by Connor Salmon. Hay. We hear that Gary Hay and David Fernandez will make way for these two. Jamie Hamill came on and scored against Hibs, a winner on the opening day. Nakamura. Flick from Venegor of Hesselink. Met by Fowler, now Bryson. Salmon. Back by Brown. Venegor Hesselink for Nakamura. Brown for Wilson. Fraser Wright fending off Samaras. Naylor for McGeady. Medi Towell. Gary Hay. Manuel Pascali. Bryson. Salmon. Bryson again. Towell sets it up for Hay. And that may well be his last contribution. Gary Hay's 270th game for Killie is about to come to an end, but going off first is David Fernandez. Former Celtic striker is being replaced by Donovan Simmons, a 19-year-old who was let go by Charlton last year. Coventry picked him up and he's on loan to Kilmarnock. And Gary Hay replaced as well by Jamie Hamill, who scored against Celtic here last season in the Scottish Cup, but it mattered little. Celtic ran out 5-1 winners.
Well, Fernandes did work hard in the match. It's mostly down to the fact that his service wasn't quite there for him, and the fact that Celtic have had the majority of possession.
Salmon. Celtic are going to bring on Paul Hartley imminently. Nakamura. Scored a famous and superb title-clinching goal here 2 seasons ago. Paul Hartley missed the game at Motherwell last week with a stiff neck. Left on the bench against Aalborg. Wilson, Crosas, McGeady, Naylor. McGeady wants it back. Didn't really go for it though. Checked his run.
Not quite got into it yet, McGeady.
Celtic's next 2 matches in the SPL are at home to Aberdeen and to Hamilton. They're also at home on Tuesday night against Livingston in the Co-op Cup. Time for Hartley to join us, and it's going to be Mark Crosas going off.
No surprise there, really. Again, he's performed quietly well in that midfield. There's no messing with him really. He gets on the ball, he tries to get his head up and pick a pass out in front. If he can't do that, he keeps possession. He certainly allows Scott Brown next to him the ability to go and play. But we know that Paul Hartley can do the same. Very experienced now in that sitting role. Looking quite happy with himself.
Hamill's throw, pushed by Wilson on Simmons.
There's no doubt that Kilmarnock needs something to happen very quickly. I think a point is probably all they could get out of this, but they have to get a goal in the next few minutes.
Jamie Hamill's free kick. Turned away by Lee Naylor, who got a kick actually from Simmons. That will be a free kick.
If Kilmarnock are going to get something, they have to come up with a little bit more quality around the box. Celtic looking very comfortable. Jim Jeffries, I'm sure, frustrated. A very good home record now here at Rugby Park, and he wanted to maintain that. Always difficult. Certainly against Celtic, the record isn't good.
Cleared by McManus. Free kick is going to go Kelly's way. Quarter of an hour remaining. If they were to get one back, who knows?
Celtic certainly should have killed this game off by now. And it is in the balance if Kilmarnock can manage to come up with something.
Jamie Hamill drills it. Samaras clears it. Nakamura now. Kelly could be caught really short here. McGeady and Hartley have got forward, but Nakamura got held up. Pascali mugged. Hartley. Well, McGeady wanted the ball there, and Hartley decided not to give it. And McGeady making his feelings known. McGeady chasing this, but Fowler covering. Samaras. It's Naylor to send this in. Away by Fraser Wright, and now Mehdi Taoul and Jamie Hamill can link up. Donovan Simmons. Skidded away from Bryson. Samaras. Kept it in, but Kilmarnock carrying on now with Simmons across, and Salmon unable to poke it in, and had he done so it would have set up an interesting finale.
It's just what we're talking about. If Kilmarnock can get something back, you just never know, and that was a great opportunity. Salmon, he just couldn't get there. Outstretched his full 6'1" frame, but Jim Jeffries knows that was maybe the best opportunity they could get to get back into this one.
Hamill's throw. Bryson. Nakamura ran into Hamill, but it's broken for McGeady. Benagora Hesseling for Lee Naylor. Ominous for Kilmarnock. It's going to be a corner.
It's good probing again from Celtic, but that last chance for Kilmarnock was a warning to the visitors not to get complacent in this match.
Rangers beat Motherwell 2-1 earlier. Stephen Davis, Nacho Novo, David Clarkson laid on for Motherwell. They're up to 16 points. Celtic heading up to 13 points once they've secured what looks like will be a victory for them. Nakamura's corner. Hartley running in. Benagora Hesseling. Hartley. He's run it out. Benagora Hesseling. Benagora Hesseling taking a tumble. And I think Simon Ford might have a recurrence of that head problem in the first half, maybe spilling a little more blood. Mike McCurry has just noticed. Caldwell. McGeady. Naylor. Hartley. Brown. Into the last 10 minutes.
I think there were a few raised eyebrows before the match that Scott McDonald was preferred to go on the bench and let the two big strikers be up there, but I'll tell you what, they've played well today. Samaras and Jan Finneroth Hesseling.
Naylor's cross. It's Benagora Hesseling, and Nakamura's coming in, and it's going to be another penalty. Mike McCurry pointing to the spot again, and he's going to bring a card out, I think. Well, 3 penalties in 2 games, but they haven't scored one yet, and Aidan McGeady fancies this one.
That was good play from Celtic. There's Bryson getting back in there. Nakamura was ready, but how much contact?
I think McGeady's just been brushed aside by Samaras. McGeady's gone off in a bit of a sulk. Samaras wants it, and why not? The man in form, the man for goals just now. Samaras! Well, Alan Cohen got something on it, but not enough. Celtic score from the spot at last this week, and Samaras continues his remarkable scoring spree of late.
He really has been fantastic in recent matches for Celtic, and he's the man with confidence. You always fancied him. Alan Cohen goes the right way, gets a fairly strong hand to it, but not enough. And Nakamura there, well, I didn't see much contact in that. He just looked like he lost his balance a little bit, but Samaras will certainly accept it. His second goal. And again, he's looked very, very powerful, composed, and hungry today.
Offside here against Donovan Simmons. Three games from the Blue Square Premier coming up this week. Tomorrow 7:30, Kettering against Burton Albion. Tuesday's Oxford and Cambridge United. And Grays against Stevenage's Thursday night. Mike McCurry's having a word with Craig Bryson.
Bryson obviously not happy. He felt like he didn't touch Nakamura. It certainly didn't look like there was any contact there. But saying that, Celtic have created so many chances in this match. It could have been a lot more, a lot earlier.
Samaras on a hat-trick, 7 goals in the last 4 SPL games now. Doubles against Falkirk, against Motherwell, and against Kilmarnock here today. Simmons. There was contact from McManus, it will be a corner.
I think for some people the jury was out on Samaras until this last spree, but I think now a decision has been made. He's a quality player.
So All's corner, Fraser Wright's header. And Vennegoor of Hesseling coming in handy in his own box. Well, Barry Robson wants to continue taking penalties. He's out with a groin problem today. So that was a fairly emphatic strike from Samaras, even though Alan Cohen wasn't far off it. Here is Nakamura now. Lost his way. Hartley for Brown. The champions home and dry. A pretty convincing victory all round. Aidan McGeady wanting to take that penalty. Invincible. Held back by Naylor. Taken when the ball was moving. Five minutes left. Kilmarnock well beaten. But destined for a decent season, you suspect. Fraser Wright will knock that on. Borrent's got it away. So did McManus that time. Fowler pops it back. Fraser Wright knocks it down, and McManus sends it behind for a corner. A flurry of activity from Kilmarnock. too little too late, really. Celtic have been in command today. Toll's corner, and Samaras flip that on, and Simmons, and Simon Forbes has had a handball on the line. It's another penalty, and a card coming out here. There's been a clash of heads as well. It's the third penalty of the match. And Ford in the walls again. Paul Hartley and Fraser Wright exchanging fiery words.
Oh, it's a good ball in. Samaras getting the touch. It's kept in play by Kilmarnock. Ford goes in there, and you can see Gary Caldwell. He's on the line. Takes a sore one, but his hands are both up.
He's off.
Definite handball there. You see, he led with both of his hands. He got in the way of Ford, and the referee spotted it.
So Gary Caldwell is sent off. The only man to get sent off for Celtic last season after one of the Old Firm games at Celtic Park. Caldwell walks.
Well, the spirit of Kilmarnock exemplified by keeping this in play. You can see there so clearly. Caldwell, handball, he's off the park. It's been a right game of this one.
It's been some game. Mady Towell. It's his turn to take a penalty now. It's Kilmarnock's turn to have one. Celtic have missed one and scored one. What will Killy do with theirs? McCurry not happy with the placement. Celtic fans behind that goal trying to put him off. Mady Towell, and Boris is a bit unlucky. He nearly stopped that one, but Killy have managed the goal.
Sometimes they're better going in ugly, because this one certainly was not the best of penalties. Boric gets us right. It's just low enough to squirm under the body of Boric. But I think Kilmarnock, on the balance of play, for the spirit, for the way they've worked hard in this match, deserve a goal out of it. Totally outclassed for the majority of the game, but at least he gets something to show for it.
Glenn Louvens is going to come on. Some consolation for Kilmarnock, but scant consolation really. Outclassed today, for the most part. We haven't had a penalty for a bit. Almost in the last minute of the 90. Hartley. Fraser right now for Mady Towell. Jamie Hamill might just get to this. He did, and then was unable to steer it back. And Celtic are going to make their final change. Han Vennegoor of Esseling is going to go off. On comes the Dutch defender. Glenn Louvens, whose only appearance so far was against Falkirk, £2.5 million from Cardiff. Although there is a school of thought that he was only really signed despite Rangers, who were also after him.
Well, maybe so. But Jan Vennegoor of Hesselink, I think, coming back into the team today, led the line very, very well and allowed Samaras to link up. And Louvens now gets a very, very little bit of time.
3 minutes of stoppage time. McGeady. He's got a bit to do yet. Fowler lunged in on McGeady. I think it's just a corner. Mike McCurry suggesting as much. Mike McCurry, who was saying to us before the game he hoped he'd have quite a quiet match. Well, 3 penalties and a red card. Not too bad.
That's quiet for him.
Nakamura. Hamill. Toll. Invincible alongside of him. Invincible didn't see the pass coming, so Toll will have to chase his own pass. It turned into an incident-packed encounter at Rugby Park today.
I think one of the big questions about this match today would have been, could Celtic replicate the type of football they played last week against Motherwell after having not such a great game in midweek in the Champions League? And I think for long spells in this one they have definitely done that. Much slicker, quicker, incisive play from Gordon Strachan's team, and I'll tell you what, it's scoring them a lot of goals.
Well, with Gary Caldwell facing a suspension, Glenn Lubens will certainly get another start. McManus. Last minute of stoppage time then. Kilmarnock getting busy late on. Toll.
Just wondered if Jim Jeffries will be ruining the fact he didn't start with Connor Salmon. I think when he's come on in this game, a little bit more physical presence up front has helped Kilmarnock.
Hamill. Celtic will be returning to within 3 points of Rangers at the top of the SPL, and in truth there wasn't really much doubt about the outcome of this game for most of the afternoon. An assured performance from Celtic, reminiscent at times of their first half showing at Motherwell last week. The champions showing what they're all about, and Georgios Samaras continuing to show what he is all about. An astonishing 7 goals now in his last 4 SPL matches, a double today. He scored from the spot. He didn't. Sean Maloney missed his penalty, but then made amends with a neat finish to put Celtic in front. Mehdi Taoul scored with the 3rd penalty that was awarded today at Rugby Park. But no doubt about the man of the moment for Celtic, Georgios Samaras. No stopping him just now, unplayable at times. Maloney, having squandered his spot kick, gave Celtic the lead in some style shortly afterwards. That's one way to make amends. Catch him if you can. Oh no, you can't. Just watch him go. Georgios Samaras showing blistering pace to double Celtic's lead. That second goal was a long time coming really, because Celtic was so dominant. Samaras took over the penalty-taking duties to make it 3-0, and yes, yet another penalty, this time Toul, and it crept in under Boritz. But a commanding performance from Celtic, a deserved victory for them. It finishes here at Rugby Park. Kilmarnock 1, Celtic 3.
In the space of a week, stay on 10. Man of the match, you'll never guess, Georgios Samaras.
Georgios, it seems like Rugby Park is your lucky ground. You scored here on your debut and another 2 goals today.
Yeah, it's a lucky bit, let's say. It was a good performance for the team. I say we had the chances, we made the goals. We was a little bit unlucky Wednesday in Champions League, but today we grew up at chances, and I think it was a deserved win.
Tell us about your first goal. You must have been pleased with that, because it was a wonderful solo effort. You got the ball in your own half and did it all yourself.
It was a good run, good finishing. I feel good with myself. I really feel really comfortable with myself, and you can see this in a bit.
Of course, you hit the post at the start of the second half. You had a one-on-one with a goal in the first half. Disappointed with maybe not to get a hat-trick today?
It's the second game that I'm close to a hat-trick. Also against Motherwell, I missed some chances, but I hope the hat-trick will come in the next games.
And I guess you're probably making it very difficult for Gordon Strachan to leave you out of the team. 7 goals in your last 4 starts in the SPL.
I said them before, I feel really good with myself. I want to help the team to win the points. And of course, I'm a striker, I must score goals, and here I am.
Do you think that this performance today and the excellent victory against Motherwell last week is sending out a message to the rest of the SPL that Celtic are going to be very strong again this year?
We have a really good team with a lot of quality players. We train really hard in our training ground, and the results are in the games. I hope that we're going to continue like that in the next games because we have a really good team.
Well, you're making a habit of this. Once again, you're the Kleiserback man of the match. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
That's great. Thanks very much. Well played.
Yeah, let's have another bottle of champagne. 7 goals in his last 4 SPL matches. And we raved about him pre-match, John, didn't we? And he really is delivering at the moment.
Yes, he certainly is.
A magnificent 7 Celtic goals on the road in the last couple of weeks on the back of that disappointing for them Old Firm outcome. Here's Gordon Strachan with Stuart Lovell.
Gordon, considering you were up against one of the form teams in the SPL this season, you must be very pleased with the way your team went about the business today.
Well, they were excellent to start away from home like that, and a team, as you say, is playing very, very well, and to knock the ball about the way we did, good energy, good imagination, was fantastic today.
3 penalties in the game, 2 for Celtic, and I imagine you're relieved to finally have found someone who can actually score from 12 yards out.
Yeah, it would have made it easier, life, but they responded great, and Sean, great mental strength when that ball broke to him. He just missed a penalty and he finishes it like that. It'd be easy just to thrash it, but he placed the ball in the back of the net.
Must ask you about Georgios Samaras' solo effort, because I actually saw your reaction from the bench. You could see that all the Celtic players were up off the bench applauding the finish, and that's probably a candidate for goal of the season already.
It was terrific. Well, he scored one last week in Motherwell. It'd be very hard to beat in terms of a team goal. And he had an opportunity similar in the first half when there was a magnificent ball from Nakamura, put him through early. And it's a long way to go, that, to run and make up your mind, and he's took it and missed it. Then he's got the same again, but it's even further this time. And I thought it was terrific. But lackadaisical at times, like we were as a team. We really need to make sure that we get our passing spot on, then we'll be a very good team.
It's noticeable though with Samaras, he's got tremendous pace for a big guy.
As I said to him, if he puts it all together, he'll be a frightening player.
When you look at the 4 strikers, if you consider Maloney to be a striker, that they all seem to have something very different, give you options, and that none of them are particularly similar to one another.
No, really, but all of them can play with midfield players, which is important. Because it's all right if you just stand up there, you can only head the ball and you can't relate to midfield players, you can only finish, you can't relate to midfield players, so you've got a problem. But the 4 of them can relate to midfield players, and we think we've got midfield players that can play good football.
I imagine you'll be quite disappointed to see Gary Caldwell pick up a red card, because he's been such a crucial player for Celtic, not just this season but in the past couple of years. He's
been fantastic, he really is, and I think just the Celtic fans are starting to appreciate how good he is. But we think we've got a good squad. So and that area's not been changed much, but it'll be changed on Tuesday.
Well done today.
Thank you. Thanks very much.
Celtic scored 3, maybe should have scored another 3.
We'll know there's enough within this club to get them back to winning ways.
Well, let's find out what he has to say. Jim Jeffries with Stuart.
Jim, your team have been in such good form this season. Were you hoping they would pose Celtic more of a problem today?
Well, maybe Celtic were thinking that, and I thought Celtic played well the first half. They really got on top of us. They never gave us any time, and any time we managed to get a hold of the ball, we were so sloppy and giving it away, sometimes even out the park at times. But I was disappointed because we never competed the first half well enough. I think because of the way things have gone, it would just happen for them. But Celtic didn't allow them any time. They were by far on top. And that's why we said it after. I think the main problem was the message we're trying to get was Mamo Pascali. We think he was sitting in front of the back 4. They're playing 4-4-2, so you need everybody man for man in there, and they're an extra man because Pascali was sitting off the play. But the second half was better. We went to them at half time, and I thought they competed better. I actually started the second half a bit better, but then Samaras comes up with a goal, similar goal we lost before at the year. And I think Fraser's got to do the professional thing and try and take him out, because once he was past him, there was no way he was catching him. And then, the defenders have got to come out and try and make it a lot harder for him. But he's picked his spot. It's a great goal, and it's for their point of view. But I think the monitors proves that there was no penalty for the third one. I think just before that at 2-0, I think it was 77 minutes. Donovan's hit one right across the face. It just needs a touch, and if that goes in, you never know. They might just get a little bit nervy. But the one thing I'll say about the players, they never gave up. They kept going, and but there were no complaints about the result today. But we'll bounce back. We knew that these two games, it was always a bit of a test for us, and. I would still, as I said, after playing 6 games and the old firms involved in that, we're quite happy where we are. So we know where our games that we must win. So we'll not get too down about it. We'll just bounce back, and hopefully we can do that on Wednesday and then on to Inverness next week.
Did you need more from your creative players today, the likes of Towell and Fernandez?
Yeah, well, we had to end up moving them wide because, they were closing them down very quick. We weren't let them get on the ball. You got a little bit more room. Did things maybe sometimes a wee bit overdone it, but it was better the second half. And it was tight. They were really tight on David today and didn't allow him to get anything going. But I wanted to take him off early anyway with the game on Wednesday in mind. And that you've got to give Celtic credit. It's easy to turn around and say we didn't play well in that, but you've got to give Celtic credit because all over the pitch they worked hard today and closed us down and made it very difficult for us to play. And as I said before, you don't always face that quality week in, week out, but we know where the games we've got to do well in, and we've done well in them so far, and hopefully we can continue that.
You've just had to play Celtic and Rangers back to back. Were you always of a mind that whatever you got out of these 2 games would be a bonus?
Yeah, I think most managers in the clubs like ourselves, they'll tell you that. You want to go and put a good performance. We did last week. I felt today the first half we didn't do as well as we've been doing, but I thought the second half we were just a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more involved in the game, and without causing them too much problems. So we'll take it on the chin and we'll bounce right back because they're a great bunch, and they're a lot better team than they showed in the first half. And I think, as I say, the second half they were slightly better.
Thanks for your time, Jim.
Thank you.
He's disappointed, Jim Jeffries, and I would imagine a whole lot more.